Hey guys, it's Brianna. I'm here at the Pan America LitFest Gala, and I spoke to some really cool people tonight. Kathy Griffin, Chrissy Metz. I got a lot of tea and a lot of information about the Constitution. You're going to want to check this out. You look amazing tonight. How excited are you to be here?
Really excited. It's an incredible cause, and it's absolutely important and essential.
And you're performing tonight. What was that like, getting to rehearse for it?
Yeah, music is my first love, and so if I get to even be around singers, much less sing with them, and sing a Diane Warren song, I'm like it's heaven.
So excited.
Yeah.
And I just recently watched Breakthrough on a flight to London. I literally was crying. It was so good. There's buzz already for Oscars around I'm Standing With You. How are you feeling?
That would be amazing. Diane's been nominated 10 times, so I hope I am the lucky 11. With the song, I could not even fathom it, although I'd want to, It's a beautiful song, and it's so important not only for our movie, but for today. And that, none of us can do anything alone, and to stand with somebody else and say, I got you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And since this is a cause that supports writers and writings, and you're on an amazing show with very talented writers,
right.
What does it mean to be here tonight?
Yeah, in any capacity, our writers in particular are so incredible, and I don't know how they do it, but they do. They're geniuses. But could you imagine if people couldn't express themselves through story or through song or through news or what's going on in our world? It would be a travesty to say the least. So yeah, it's really exciting to support all people of however they use the pen. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Well, I hope you use your pen for some new music. Definitely. Anything coming soon?
Yeah, hopefully I'll have a single at the beginning of next year. So we'll see.
Well, we will be looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Chrissy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Just spoke with Chrissy about performing tonight. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be great. I'm really proud of the song. I think she sings it amazingly. Has so much soul,
Do you think you guys would ever collaborate again?
Oh yeah, we already are.
Oh really?
Yeah.
On what?
For her album.
Ooh.
We've already done a couple of amazing songs. Yeah.
And there's already Oscar buzz for I'm Standing With You. How are you feeling about that?
I'm loving it. Yeah, that's what I hear. It's always good to have that. And I really believe in this song, and so I think it's a great message for right now, that with the way the country's so divided, that here's a song saying I'm standing with you. Whatever you go through, I'm standing with you. It's a great message to have in the world.
What's the Nocturnal?
The Nocturnal, we're an amazing site, lots of media coverage, and you're going to be on it.
I was going to say, is it for comedians?
You're
We are definitely nocturnal. Comedians are nocturnal animals.
You're the star of this, basically. What does it mean to be here tonight?
Well, Pan America is such a great organization because it kind of has created a nexus between almost the Writers Guild meets, legal defense and the protection of the First Amendment, which is my personal commodity, but it really affects everybody. And, I bring my Constitution with me everywhere I go, truly, because I don't know if you've heard, there's a bunch of people on the far right that are trying to burn this baby and rewrite it. And not on our watch. And so Pan America does such important work. If there's a prisoner who's a Nobel laureate, as there was in China, and he's got writings that he needs to get out, Pan America helps him. I believe they helped Salman Rushdie. And I'm no stranger to a fatwa. So you gotta laugh. You gotta keep a sense of humor. And also, believe it or not, since my Trump scandal 2.5 years ago, I have gotten to know more journalists and lawyers than anybody, because pretty much all of Hollywood ditched me, and they are terrified of me, and everyone's afraid of the Trump tweet, and so they're afraid to hire me and all that. So I've actually had a great time getting to know a whole bunch of new friends, smart lawyers and smart journalists, and I love it. It's kind of it's my secret inner wheelhouse anyway.
And so off of that, basically meeting new journalists and talking to them, and from your whole Trump experience, what does that mean to still have your voice out there and people listening, and you're just kind of outspoken and authentic to who you are through it all. Like, what does that mean to you?
I think it means everything for everyone to be authentic and outspoken, but what we're going through now is that the far right is trying to conflate free speech with the opposite of what I did. So whether or not you like my Trump photo or not, it was completely covered by the First Amendment. You can be offended by it, that doesn't bother me. However, yelling fire in a theater is against the law, and I think the right wing is trying to say there's sort of hate speech, Nazi, in my opinion, calls to action, in my opinion, is the same as what I did, or if someone made a joke that you don't like, or certainly someone made fun of someone in this administration. They don't like that one bit. And I'm just here because, I'm 59 next week. I've been doing stand-up for decades. I have played every city in this country. I have done a global tour. I actually have a documentary out about the Trump thing called Kathy Griffin Hell of a Story, playing in 62 countries around the world. And I really had to vet the heck out of it because I love my lawyers. I have a team of amazing lawyers, and all their kids go to Ivy League schools because of me. And yet, I really love learning more about the process. And as far as the nexus with journalists, believe it or not, when you're a comic, I happen to tell stories from my real life, but you also want to be accurate to a degree, so it kind of sharpened my skills about what I want to be on point about, because they've got to have their secondaries and tertiaries or else they can't go to print. So it's almost given me a new way to rethink my act about okay, I want to really have this down before I can message it in a way hopefully that makes people laugh more than anything.
Speaking of comedy and laughing, any new comedy projects coming up soon? Anything you can tease for us?
Well, I'm very excited that Amazon Prime Video is going to release my feature film, which has been winning awards at film festivals everywhere. I can't believe it. Kathy Griffin, A Hell of a Story, in 62 countries on December 2nd. So I don't know. I did a tour overseas, and they're very hungry overseas in many countries to hear from a genuine American what the hell is going on with our administration. And then you get into trying to explain it, and then you get into trying to sort of make them chuckle because they're like, "Can't you just stop it?" I'm like, "That's all we think about. Trust me." So it's a way of we're all communicating in a new way. But I think the more light we can shine on these issues, the better, because they're not fooling around. They're passing things that are dangerous and reversing rights, and they just cannot handle that Civil Rights Act from '65, and they have been mobilizing in somebody's basement, and they're still there. So we got to fight them and be vocal and hopefully be fearless within the boundaries of the Constitution.
We love the Constitution. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Read up on you, and I know you're working on a new project, Madam C.J. Walker. Anything you could tease for us about that?
Yeah, I can tease that it stars Octavia Spencer as Madam C.J. Walker. Tiffany Haddish is in it as well. Carmina Jogo, and it's just an amazing cast. But it'll be on Netflix in February, so it's coming soon. But it's one of those amazing stories people have tried to tell in Hollywood for many, many years, decades, and now it's finally time, 2020.
And wouldn't you say, as an actor, getting to work with writers who are highlighting those types of stories that aren't told, that's so amazing? And how does that make you feel as an actor, being able to portray those roles that never see or get representation?
It's exciting and it's gratifying that, again, I mentioned Madam C.J. Walker, but there's so many stories. Black Wall Street comes to mind. There are so many stories within history, within African American history in particular, that have been just wanting to be born. And it hasn't been the right time. Now's the right time, and you have the filmmakers in the artistic side of people that can do it and are willing to do it and are doing it expertly, brilliantly, like Ava doing it.
How excited are you guys to be getting honored for a beautiful day in the neighborhood tonight? It's not even out yet, and you're already getting an award for it.
It's a huge honor. We're so happy to be here. This is an award that writers give to other writers, so we could not be more humbled.
Yeah, Barry Jenkins got it last year. It's kind of ridiculous that we're here. So
yeah.
And what does it mean to be here supporting such a great cause for writers and freedom of speech, freedom to write in this time that we're living in?
Yeah, freedom of speech is under threat from all sides. So anything we can do to shine a light on the amazing work that journalists do all around the world, it's worth it to come out.
And why was it so important to tell Mr. Rogers' story?
Because there has never been a more important moment certainly in our lifetimes, for people to get on board Fred's message. of kindness, of empathy, and of understanding.
How are you?
Great. What does it mean to be supporting this cause? We're celebrating the freedom to write in this day and age, everything going on.
This is such a critical moment in terms of journalism in our country, and to be a part of an organization or to be honored by an organization that supports truth seekers and truth tellers and journalists like Ken and T, who represent the finest work, the finest writers in their field. It's humbling and it's an honor, and I'm so grateful to Penn for continuing to do what they do. It doesn't feel like it's ever been more important than it is right now.
And what would you maybe say to inspire someone to just really dig up their sources and fact check and everything, like today with so much circling around that's not true? What do you say to maybe encourage someone to take a second look at something before they just...
Well, I, of course, would encourage great journalists to stick to it. We need them desperately. And I would encourage readers and people who are on the other side, like I am, to check their sources, to make sure that they're sound, and to make sure that that it's not opinion, but it's fact that's being reported on, and to hang in with stories like this one that expose some difficult truths about our society. But I do think we're living in a time where people want to bring those issues and problems to light, and by bringing them to light, do better and find solutions. And I'm grateful to Penn, I'm grateful to ProPublica and to This American Life and to Marshall Project, because they are, I know it sounds overblown, except it's not. They are the sort of well springs of our democracy in so many ways, and so I'm grateful to them.
Can you tell me why you're so excited to be here?
This is one of my favorite nights of the year, where we come together with an extraordinary community here in Los Angeles. We have so many luminaries and stars and influentials who we're honoring and recognizing and paying tribute to tonight. People who have fought courageously, like a Ted Boutros, who's on the forefront of pushing back against a White House that is revoking press passes for journalists whose coverage they don't like. This goes against the First Amendment, and when a journalist is in that situation, they can have no more powerful advocate than somebody like Ted, or Ava DuVernay, who tells stories that have gone untold and perspectives that have been unheard, and gets inside and reworks the narrative, reshapes our perception of historical events through the power of her creativity and her storytelling. So it's just a remarkable night for us, and we're just honored to have everybody assembled here and to be able to pay tribute and celebrate what they've contributed, and to stand together in defense of free speech.
And off of that, how can other people, at home get involved and support this organization?
Well, thanks for asking. They can go to our website at penn.org. They can become a member. You can become a professional member. If you're a writer or in the writing community, you can become a reader member. If you just love books and writers and journalists and you care about free speech, you can get involved in our petitions and our campaigns. Follow us on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and just join in, because we need your voice to be part of this.
That's a wrap on this carpet, but for all things celebrity news and entertainment, check out thenocturnal.com. Like, subscribe, and comment below.